Hey there, good to see you. I'm Sarah. I'm from the Happiness Gap. I'm the owner, and my mission is to help you bridge the gap to happiness, one emotion at a time. Now today I would like to talk about heart walls, and heart walls are linked to the emotion code, of which I'm a certified emotion code practitioner. I'm also a Live Well, Work Well practitioner and an insight happiness coach. So first of all, what is a heart wall? Well, a heart wall is a term that is known in the emotion code, coined by Dr. Bradley Nelson, who developed the emotion code, and Dr. Brad, as we all love to call him. So he has coined this term, heart wall, and it's something that I see in my clients very often. I think about 80 to 90% of people have at least one heart wall. And it's a great thing to be able to release for somebody. It can have a huge difference, to make a huge difference to how they feel in their lives, in their everyday life, in their relationships, in their businesses even, with money, with physical symptoms, all sorts of things. So why is that? Well, a heart wall is a literal wall of trapped emotions within your body, and trapped emotions in the emotion code are toxic energies which have become trapped in your body. They've been put there by your subconscious mind. They are from unprocessed emotions, and so when you're going through a very difficult, challenging time in your life, or challenging things are happening around you, often your subconscious will build a literal wall of trapped emotions around your heart, so to protect your heart. And it is this barrier of emotional energy, trapped emotional energy, toxic emotional energy. Why is that? Well, your heart is the most important organ really in your whole body. And for obvious reasons, obviously, your blood flows through, it keeps you oxygenated, it keeps you alive, it gives you your heartbeat, all of that stuff. But also it's very key from an energetic point of view. Now, your heart gives out, it's been tested to throw out an electromagnetic field, sometimes up to around 6 feet outside your body. So we're all walking through each other's heart energy. That's sort of very new ground and not known a lot, not talked about a lot. There's got to be some sort of communication in there. Your heart also has brain cells in it, it's been discovered. And apparently more communication goes from your heart to your brain than the other way around. There have been documented cases where people have had a heart transplant, and after they've had that heart transplant, their whole personality has changed, their tastes have changed, how they feel, how they act, how they are has changed. People have gone from liking really, really sort of spicy food to not being able to stand it. Some people have gone from hating classical music to suddenly all they want to listen to is violin music and classical music, and then it's discovered that the heart donor was a violinist. There is a documented story about that. So there's clearly something going on within your heart beyond pumping blood around your body. So this organ is absolutely key to you on a physical level, on an emotional level, on a mind level, all sorts of levels. So your subconscious knows this. Your subconscious knows how important it is to protect your heart. So when you're going through challenging times, in order to do that, implement that protection, your subconscious mind will pull trapped emotional energy from your body and literally place it around your heart as a barricade. It will protect it behind that barricade, a bit like in a war, when you build a barricade around something, build a big wall around something that you want to protect, it's the same thing. And that's great for when you're going through the challenging times or whatever it is you need to get through. But after those times have calmed down, after things settle down and get back to normal, you still have this big barrier around your heart, this big sort of emotional wall or wall of emotion around your heart that doesn't need to be there anymore. And unless you remove it, it's kind of just going to sit there. And so that needs to be taken down. And if when it's sitting there around your heart, very common symptoms that we get with heart walls and that I see as an emotion code practitioner with my clients are things like feeling very disconnected emotionally, almost feeling disconnected from the world around you and those around you, like you know that you love your family and you know that you love your partner, but it's almost like that love, it's more intellectual. It's like you can't feel it, you can't get to it. There's a disconnect, like a break in the circuit somewhere there. Often symptoms of a heart wall are you can feel very numbed out, very sort of numb. I know that when I had a big heart wall when I was going through challenging times, although I didn't know at the time, but I know now in retrospect, I felt as though I had like, I was a circuit board, you know, and my emotions going on and off were like lights going on and off on the circuit board, and it had switches on, and it just literally felt like all those switches were off. No lights, nothing, completely gone. That was it. And I knew that instinctively. I knew that something was this sort of barrier there switching me off emotionally. Also, other emotional symptoms that we often see with heart walls: feeling very anxious, feeling very depressed, feeling very low, just feeling something's not right, just feeling that you're just not your old self anymore, disconnection in some way. Sometimes we see physical symptoms, very often physical symptoms. So if you think you've got this big ball of energy in your chest area around your heart, and the knock-on of that can very often be that we'll see pain around the chest, pain in the upper body, painful shoulders, you know, weighted shoulders. What I do often see is when we remove this heart wall from someone, that very often where you're returning balance because you're removing these toxic emotions, then the body can actually start to heal itself and can actually start to bring everything back into balance. So the emotions will very often settle down. We'll see that pain will often settle down and resolve itself, and issues will start to settle down and resolve themselves. So everything can just sort of come back into balance. So yeah, heart walls. We really need to remove those heart walls. Now, one thing that I was thinking about, and you may be thinking about, one thing I considered when I was first training, a question I had, well, what if I'm in a time when I need my heart wall there? Is it a good thing to actually go removing it? Well, the answer to that is that we will always check, as practitioners, we'll always ask the subconscious mind. We will always bow down to the subconscious, the clients, the person that we're working with. Their subconscious mind knows if it's right for that person to take that wall down, that barricade, or whether it needs to stay in place. And I can tell you quite categorically, I have had people where the subconscious mind has said a very definite no, we're not taking this down. And as a practitioner, that's something I completely respect. I would never ever remove someone's heart wall if it's not right and in their highest best interest. So the subconscious knows. The subconscious is the computer that runs your body and runs everything, and it will very clearly say if it's not a good thing to take a heart wall down. Now, once your heart wall is down, what's that like? Well, I can only say that clients, you know, I've got my own experience, but clients have said to me that they feel lighter. When I was taking a heart wall down with one gentleman once, he just was suddenly, it was like it took his breath away. He said, I literally feel as though a light has come on in my heart, in my chest. He felt this warmth. He felt this rush of emotion and warmth radiating out, which was really, really lovely, absolutely lovely. It actually gave me goosebumps. I thought it was great. Another one of my clients, ever since we removed the heart wall, they are having what they talk about as these uncontrollable moments of joy. They've talked about being more positive than they've ever felt their entire life. They didn't even know you could feel this positive. Often people will find that sort of physical symptoms can go back into balance and resolve themselves. So it is a great thing. Now, to remove a heart wall, generally you need more than one session. Generally, on average, you can't guess how long it's going to take for a heart wall removal with a client. You literally can't really. We just sort of keep going and keep asking the subconscious until there's nothing left. But on average, I've found that a person would need between 2 to 5 sessions for heart wall removal. Sometimes maybe a bit more, but yeah, that's the average. Now, the other thing that's interesting that I found is that animals have heart walls, and you can remove heart walls from animals. Now, I had that recently with a couple of dogs that I worked with, and they were displaying lots of anxiety, lots of worry, and that was coming out in one of them as extreme nervousness, in another one as extreme defensiveness. So the owner had to sort of keep them on the lead, and the dog wasn't allowed to go off because it would immediately see another dog and go over and start sort of barking and being very sort of troublesome. So when we removed the heart wall and released some other trapped emotions as well that were contributing to this, then afterwards everything calmed down, everything settled down, and the animals were clearly sort of feeling much better afterwards. So there you go. Animals seem to have much smaller heart walls and less emotions in them than humans, I've found, but perhaps because they're kind of more now. Animals, I find, or I feel, they're more sort of childlike and more in the moment, less complex than we are. You know, we get all that future thinking, past thinking, complications like that. So if you'd like to know more, then you can head over to my site, thehappinessgap.co.uk. You can have a look at information below. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can get more information about this. I do run one-to-one sessions with clients, so if you've connected with something I've said in this video and you would like to see if you have a heart wall, or if you have just general trapped emotions and you want to start removing your emotional baggage, then feel free to contact me and we can meet up and we can do some work on that for you. So love to see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.